I love it. I love my operation. It's just how many people get to do what I do. It's a blessing to be able to do what I do. I love animals. I love my cattle. And the property that, we're lucky to have is just, you couldn't ask for anything better. My operation it's a cow-calf operation. I raise Brangus cattle, and I love it. It's not a job if you go to work and you love what you do. It makes all the difference in the world, and I'm very grateful. I'm very blessed to be able to have this piece of property that we lease from the county, and that it surrounds me on all four sides of my house. I walk out my door and I'm there, and it's an amazing opportunity that we have. I love my cattle, but they make me money, so that's huge, and it's very important to me. It's very important to me to preserve our environment and to, take care of our water quality, just for future generations, for my grandkids. If they decide this is something they want to do, it'll be here so they can do it. And hopefully they'll do the same things that I'm doing, and it'll be here for their kids and their grandkids and just generations to come. We do have a conservation easement through the property. The property is actually owned by Hillsborough County, and I lease it. I have a lease with the county. It's a 16-year lease. I'm going into my 8 years with the county. But essentially, I'm responsible for everything on the property. Meaning I'm responsible for maintaining the fences, I'm responsible for making sure there's no trespassing, even though it is open to the public. The public is allowed on the property from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., but it's still up to me to make sure that, there's no trespassing, areas that they're not supposed to go. It's a little over a total of 2,000 acres, and there are separate conservation areas that actually my cattle are not allowed to go on, but the public is allowed to go on. So that has to be monitored, and if for some reason my cattle get into those areas, I have to make sure that I get them out. I have a few best management practices that we implement here. One of my biggest one is rotational grazing. I've got, the property is completely cross-fenced, so I've got 7 separate pastures. And again, I run about 400 head here. They're normally separated in about 2 different groups. And I rotate pastures on a regular basis, depending on what time of year it is. It might be weekly, it might be bi-weekly, just depending on the time of year. And I just feel it's very important, so none of my pastures get overgrazed. There's always good fresh grass coming up, which is good for the land, and it's good for my cattle.
I can say water quality is one of her big concerns. We have ditches in place, and these cypress ponds you can see in the background here, they play an important role in that. I've seen Kelly help try to protect some of the native grasses we have. She uses certain fertilization to help with those native grasses and to see them flourish. She's also planted some Hamartia fields for grazing.
Farm Bureau is they're an amazing organization, and along with the CARES program, it's so nice to have organizations that recognize farmers and ranchers, for what they do and give them credit for what they do. Really, a lot of times when I got nominated for the CARES program, I was just in awe, like, oh, I didn't have a clue anybody recognized, things that we were doing. This is just what I do. This is what I do for a living. So I was very honored, and just for someone to recognize the things that we do to help the environment, to help our water quality, and just like I said, it was a complete shock and an honor, and it's an amazing program. They're an amazing organization, and we couldn't do what we do without them.